Hello Earthlings! So it's the beginning of a new month again and I'm going to tell you about the books that I read in September. Again, I only read 4 books. So the first book I finished this month was The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. I read this as part of the list that you guys decided on and it was a pretty good read. It was tough in the beginning and I had a hard time getting into it, but after you got past the first 3 or 4 centuries, it got more interesting and you had a grasp on the characters that you were reading about. It also gave a lot of background to the Lord of the Rings, obviously, and I rather liked that. The second book I finished this month is a book by Kerstin Gier and it's Jungs sind wie Kaugummi, süß und leicht den Finger zu wickeln, which is a rather silly book about a 13-year-old girl who desperately tries to make a guy fall in love with her. And it's ridiculously funny. And it was really weird seeing that I have grown up so much that I can no longer relate to a 13-year-old, even though it was not that long ago that I had the same issues. But it was funny and it was short and it was an easy read. The third book that I read this month was actually a spontaneous reread and it's Looking for Alaska by John Green. I went to this Nerdfighter gathering in Vermont and on the way back we kept listening to the song Looking for Alaska by Hank Green. And after that, I just couldn't contain myself and had to read the book again, and I still love it to bits. And it's still one of my favorite books. And the last book I finished this month was actually a book that I avoided finishing, and that's Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. I absolutely adore the Infernal Devices series, and so I was really sad to be finishing Clockwork Princess, but it is a very, very nice ending. It is harsh and it makes you cry, but it's beautiful. And I'm also really excited to read City of Heavenly Fire now, because this actually hints at what is going to happen in City of Heavenly Fire. So my advice to all you people who have not yet finished both series: read this series before you read the 6th book of the Mortal Instruments series, because this book actually contains spoilers as far as I can see. This book was full of heartbreak and laughter and joy and fighting, and I love this whole trilogy, and I have to say I prefer this trilogy to the Mortal Instruments just because this is set in Victorian times and I really like the setting and I really like the mindset that the people here live in. Also, the romance in this book is just amazing and it's gripping, and I have never been so torn between 2 guys, because usually when there are 2 guys for 1 girl, I'm always like, oh, take that one or take that one. I immediately know who I would choose. And I didn't know with this book. There was no obvious choice. I'm really happy with the outcome though. It's perfect. This book is just perfect. So, because I only read 4 books this month, I'm going to incorporate my September book haul into this video now. Semester is starting again, and so I had to buy a few books for uni, and I'm just gonna show them to you. The first class I'm taking this year is on Shakespeare, and because I had to read 3 plays and didn't own any of those, I just bought the complete works of Shakespeare. And these are the 3 plays that I have to read. And it's King Lear, King John, and King Henry VI Part 1. And I'm going to have a lot of fun carrying this big book with me to uni, but it's worth it because now I have everything Shakespeare. Apart from those 3 Shakespeare plays, I also have to read The Revenge Strategy by Thomas Middleton. And for that I just bought this floppy kind of reader because it was cheap and I like it because I also have this one for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The second course I'm taking this year is called Apocalypse. And the first book I have to read for that is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. And you know how close I was to saying Cormac McLaggen. I do not know anything about this book yet. I have not even read the description on the back because I'm not sure I really want to know what I'm getting myself into with Apocalypse, because I'm a little bit scared. I'm not good with zombies or anything horror. Talking of zombies, the next book I have to read is World War Z by Max Brooks. The only thing I know about this book is that it definitely contains zombies. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm actually kind of scared of this book, so I'm gonna read that last if my schedule allows it. But I got through I Am Legend and I got through the endgame, so I'm going to get through that as well. Talking of I Am Legend, that is also on the curriculum. I didn't buy it this month because I already needed it for my vampire fiction course, So I just put it on here because I need it for the course just to be complete. I've already read it though, and I'm not sure I'm actually going to read it again, just if my schedule allows it and I have the time to do so. And the last book on the list for that course is Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. As you can see, I'm about a third in, and so far I'm really enjoying it and I'm looking forward to the rest. And I think that this is probably gonna be the best book that I read in that course and in this year, because duh, Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. So on my TBR, these 6 books have priority, but I'm gonna show you what else I'm reading right now. I'm actually already reading both of these books, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish them within the next month. We will see, because I have to get through that stack of books first. So the next book on my list that you told me to read was A Long Way Down by Nick Hornby, and I'm already way in, and it's not really surprising because I have seen the film before, because I didn't really had a chance. Ellie wanted to go into the movie on the Berlinale, so I just went with her and watched the movie. And I can actually see why Ellie said that the movie adaptation was not as good as the book is. And so far I enjoy it, and it's easy to read, and I'm going to go on reading this book. And the last book that I already started, but I'm probably not gonna finish until Christmas comes around, is City of Heavenly Fire. After finishing Clockwork Princess and watching the crackpot theories that Kat and Christine put up, I just had to start. I was hooked immediately, but I have to keep the reading on this one down because this is the last thing. I mean, I do have the Bane Chronicles to read, but I don't want to finish this. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I will see you in 2 weeks, where I will have my discussion video of Shatter Me. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna put 2 links over here, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time, where I'm going to be joined by Carmen. Ow! That actually hurt. Yes, I'm not good at gesturing without breaking my hands. So I'm gonna end this video here before I have to go to hospital or something. Bye bye!